Welcome to the Deep Dive. So today we're tackling something I'm sure you have seen absolutely everywhere on your social media feeds. This little gadget, the Neslemy Winter Pro blower. It's
Yeah,
all over the place.
it really is. And we've got a whole stack of sources here, tech analyses, user reviews, even some supply chain data. Our mission today is really to cut through that marketing snowstorm and figure out, is this thing a genuinely practical winter tool, or are you just buying into some very aggressive hype?
Okay, let's unpack that.
Okay.
Because the claims they make are, well, they're incredibly seductive. They market it as a high-power LED turbo blower. It's got 4 airflow levels, and it promises to just, blast away heavy snow, frost, all of it.
And they have that one big number that catches everyone's eye.
130,000 RPM.
Yeah, exactly. But what's really fascinating here is what they don't tell you. We went looking, and there's a stunning lack of critical specs. No stated battery capacity, no details on cold weather hardware. And this is the big one, no airflow rating, no CFM.
Hold on. So we hear RPM all the time. Rotations per minute. It sounds fast. It sounds powerful. Why should you care about a missing CFM number?
Right, because RPM is about speed, how fast the fan is spinning. But CFM, that's cubic feet per minute, that's about volume. It's the muscle. It's how much air you are actually moving. And if you're trying to move something with mass, like wet, compacted snow,
You need volume, not just speed.
you need volume to lift and push that weight. Exactly. A high RPM fan without high CFM is great for, say, blowing dust off your keyboard, but it's useless for a winter driveway.
That makes the 130,000 RPM claim feel even more suspicious, doesn't it? I mean, if the performance was actually there, why wouldn't they lead with the CFM metric?
You would think so.
Yeah.
An independent test we found suggests that handheld blowers of this size, they usually top out somewhere between 40 and 60,000 RPM.
So that's a huge red flag right there.
A massive one. And let's go back to those other missing details, like the cold weather hardware. That's not a small thing. Lithium-ion batteries, they hate the cold. Their capacity drops off a cliff when temperatures go below freezing. So if they aren't even mentioning battery specs or any special cold-rated parts, that already short battery life is going to get even shorter in real winter conditions.
This leads us right to where this device even comes from. Because when we connect the dots, this exact model shows up all over the place, doesn't it?
It does. We tracked its supply chain. It frequently appears on wholesale online stores under, dozens of different generic brand names.
And not as a snowblower.
No, never. It's usually described as a generic dust blower or a car interior duster. This tells us the whole snow remover angle is just a marketing pivot. It's a rebrand, not a purpose-built tool.
So what happens when this dust blower actually meets real snow? What's the real-world feedback?
The consensus pretty much confirms what we suspected. It works.
Hmm.
Okay, and I mean barely for very light, powder-like snow, loose debris. But the moment you encounter wet, thick snow or even just heavy frost, it struggles. Hard. It just fails. The low CFM doesn't have the volume needed to push the mass.
And this is where it gets really interesting when we talk about the money. If this is just a repackaged dust blower, what's the actual cost?
The pricing discrepancy is astounding. You can find identical units on wholesale marketplaces, often sold in bulk, as cheap USB dust blowers for under $10 a piece.
Wait, under $10, and the Winter Pro is being sold for what, $30, $50?
That's right. So you're looking at a 300% to 400% markup.
And that's based purely on a name and some well-edited TikTok videos.
That's the takeaway. The entire profit margin comes from marketing, hype, and rebranding, not from better engineering or a heavy-duty motor.
So the bottom line for you is this. If you're expecting a device that can handle heavy frost or clear your driveway, you're going to be really disappointed. What you're actually buying is a generic mini blower that's just been repackaged and, frankly, way overpriced for the winter hype.
The true lesson isn't just about this one gadget. It's understanding that when you're fighting winter, volume, which is CFM, always beats speed, or RPM, you have to prioritize the metric that moves the mass.
It's a really great point, and sort of leaves you with a final thought, right? Given how effective marketing can be at turning a $10 wholesale item into a $50 must-have gadget, what other everyday things are we all buying purely based on advertising and viral trends rather than on genuine utility? Something to think about.